Welcome to In the Zone Sports Talk Podcast. It's Friday, which means one thing and one thing only. We have some high school football schedules for you. Games in the state of Kansas. Yes, it's high school football Friday night. But we also have some NFL news and some sad news. So we're getting ready to get this show started. This is on Sports Talk. So how are you out there in the listening audience doing? I hope everybody's doing okay. We've made it to the weekend. So I'm pretty sure it's Friday night and you're going to get out and enjoy some high school football games. But the first news we want to get to and get this out the way is Fred Dean, 68 years old, fearsome pass rusher of the 49ers Dynasty, dies. Fred Dean, the fearsome pass rusher who was a key part of the launch of the San Francisco 49ers Dynasty, has died. He was 68. His death on Wednesday night was confirmed Thursday by the Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton, Ohio. Dean was hospitalized last week with the coronavirus and was on a ventilator and in intensive care, according to former teammate Dwight Hicks. The 49ers family is heartbroken to learn of the passing of one of the game's all-time greats, Fred Dean, the team said in a statement. Fred not only impacted countless opposing quarterbacks throughout his career, but also the future of the game of football as one of the NFL's first true pass rushing specialists. Dean was an undersized pass rusher who began his career as a second-round pick with the San Diego Chargers in 1975 and ended it in the Hall of Fame after being named an All-Pro twice and making 4 Pro Bowls. Dean was an All-Pro for the Chargers in 1980, but had his biggest impact after being traded to the San Francisco 49ers during the 1981 season. While it cannot be said that Fred Dean's greatness as an NFL player began when he came to the 49ers in 1981, I can say as the owner of the team that the greatness of the 49ers began with Fred Dean's arrival in San Francisco. Former 49ers owner Eddie DeBartolo said when he introduced Dean at his Hall of Fame induction. Dean's career in San Diego ended in a contract dispute in 1981, and he was traded to San Francisco in October. He credited the trade for reviving his career. I actually stepped on the other side for a minute, breathed in the air, looked at it as a rainbow, he said before being inducted into the Hall of Fame. I made it to the other side of the rainbow. For me, that was the pot of gold. It was a different lifestyle for me altogether. I felt free to perform once I got there. The Niners were just starting to take off under Coach Bill Walsh and quarterback Joe Montana, and Dean was the final piece they needed to become champions. The Niners were 3-2 when Dean arrived, with hopes of ending an 8-year playoff drought. After only a couple of practices, Dean played his first game with the Niners just days after arriving against Dallas. Bill Walsh told me they hadn't beaten them in a while, Dean recalled. It was in the paper and everything about how they had not. For me, it was a platform for me to prove a point that I still had it and could do it. He did just that, dominating Dallas's offensive line in a 45-14 win that proved to be the difference in giving San Francisco home field advantage in the playoffs. Sacks were not officially statistic yet, but Dean reportedly had 2.5 in that game, as well as several other pressures and penalties drawn. San Francisco then won the rematch with the Cowboys 3 months later in the NFC title game, 28-27, thanks to the catch by Dwight Clark on a pass from Montana. The Niners won their first Super Bowl 2 weeks later against Cincinnati. Dean played 4 more seasons in San Francisco, winning a second Super Bowl following the 1984 season. Dean had 7 sacks, 93 tackles, and 4 fumble recoveries in his rookie year. His career sacks was 93 and a half, according to the 49ers, but the number is unofficial because sacks were not an official NFL statistic until 1982. Unofficially, he had 15 and a half sacks in 1978. He contributed 12 sacks in 11 games with the 49ers in 1981. His best career was 17 and a half in 1983, including the then NFL record 6 in one game against New Orleans. He exemplified many of the values learned from this great game: commitment, integrity, courage. Over the course of his life, Hall of Fame President and CEO David Baker said, Dean was inducted into the Shrine in 2008. I could consider it being born by the Chargers, but having a renewal life with the 49ers, Dean said in his Hall of Fame speech. And being with the 49ers, I found that on the other side of that bridge, on the other side was my rainbow, the true ending of a rainbow, not financially, but with all the people there. So once again, second time this week, we say goodbye to a Hall of Famer. Joe Morgan, now Fred Dean. Even though you did it against my Dallas Cowboys, I can't take away the accomplishments that you have accomplished. So, Fred Dean, may you rest in peace. So now, I move into a different direction as we have high school football in the state of Kansas. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to give you the top 25 in the state of Kansas, which will include all classes. Coming in at number 1 this week, Lawrence High with the 5-0 record. Number 2 is Mill Valley with a 4-2 record. Number 3 with a 5-0 record, Andale. Number 4 also with the 5-0 record, Olathe North. Coming at number 5 with a 4-1 record, Aquinas. Number 6, right here in the Air Capital, with a 4-0 record, Wichita Northwest. Just up the road with a 3-1 record, coming in at number 7. Got a big game tonight against Mays, are those Derby Panthers. Coming in at number 8 with a 3-2 record, right around the corner, Bishop Carroll of Wichita, Kansas. Coming in at number 9 is with a 6-0 record is Rossville. Number 10 team, also with a 6-0 record, is Paola. Number 11 with a 5-1 record, Junction City. Also with a 2-1 record is Blue Valley Stillwell. Then we also have, with the 2-1 record, another Blue Valley. And I'm not sure if this is north or northwest. I'm going to assume it's Blue Valley Northwest with a 2-1 record. And at the number 14 spot is Blue Valley North with a 3-1 record. So you have the Blue Valley schools all bunched up right there, 12, 13, and 14. And as I alluded to earlier, coming in at number 15, getting ready for their big game tonight against Derby, undefeated Mays Eagles. Number 16 team coming in with the 5-1 record is Topeka Seaman. And with the 5-1 record at number 17 is number 17, Honda Noxie. Coming in with a 6-0 record at number 18 is Cheney. Coming in at number 19 with a 3-1 record and a tradition-laden program, Gardner Edgerton. Coming in at number 20 at 6-0, 3A powerhouse, also with rich tradition, Wichita Collegiate. Coming in at number 21 with the 4-1 record under first-year coach Western Sharks is the Cape and Mount Carmel Crusaders. At number 22 with the 2-2 record is Bishop Miege. At number 23 with the 6-0 record is Perry LeCompton. With a 5-1 record at number 24 is DeSoto. And at number 25, the 5-1 record as well, is Topeka Hayden. There are your rankings. And what's coming up next will be the games going on in your area. So we're going to get you ready for that right now. So now that I've given you the top 25, I'm about to give you the classification rankings along with key games to get you ready for tonight. So as I always do, we'll start with Class 6A. Class 6A, number 1 ranked, Lawrence. Number 2, Olathe North. Number 3 is Derby. Coming in number 4, Junction City. Number 5, Shawnee Mission Northwest. Number 6, Gardner Edgerton. Coming in number 7, and they got a big game tonight against those Grizzlies from Wichita Northwest. It's 4-0 Wichita East High Blue Aces. Number 8 is Blue Valley Northwest with a 3-1 record. Number 9 is with the 2-1 record is Blue Valley. And just like in the top 20, they're all bunched up. Number 10, Blue Valley North with the 2-1 record. Wichita East will face Wichita Northwest this week for the City League title among the Wichita Public Schools. East has not won the City League since the mid-'80s. Olathe East is 4-0 and just outside the rankings. The Blue Valley schools have alternated wins and losses against each other. Lawrence held off Aquinas in a battle of number 1 6A versus number 1 5A. Thus far, Lawrence has built Kansas' best resume, including a win against Bishop Carroll this week. Lawrence has another huge test with Olathe North, and Derby travels to Maize. So there are some big games going on right there. Now we move on to Class 5A. Mill Valley coming in number 1, 4-2 record. Number 2 with their big game against East Tide tonight. The Valley the unbeaten with the City League title hanging in the balance. Wichita Northwest at 4-0 comes at number 2. Number 3 with their big game tonight and with a 6-0 record, the Maize Eagles as they get prepared to take on Derby. Coming in number 4 with a 4-1 record, St. Thomas Aquinas. Coming in number 5 is Topeka Seaman with a 5-1 record. Number 6, Bishop Carroll with a 3-2 record, getting ready to take on Bishop Miege tonight. Number 7 is DeSoto with a 5-1 record. Number 8 with a 5-1 record, Goddard. Coming in number 9 with the 5-0 record is Hayes High School. And rounding it out at number 10 is 4-2 Andover. Mill Valley dominated Olathe West as quarterback Cooper Marsh returned from injury. A lot of changes in 5A this week with the Aquinas loss after his 1-point win versus Shawnee Mission Northwest the week before. Maize barely held off Maize South and is the only 6-0 team in 5-6A. This week, Hayes High, the WAC champions, gets Maize South at home in what should be the strongest test of the year. Capon, Maize South, and Hutchinson are just outside the rankings. A major storyline is the turnaround of 5A West teams. Hayes High, Capon, Hutchinson, Goddard, and Andover all had losing records last year. Now, we move on to Class 4A. Sitting atop the rankings with the 2-2 record with their big game against Bishop Carroll tonight is Bishop Miege. Number 2, Paola with a 6-0 record. Coming in number 3, with a 5-1 record, Paola. Coming in at number 4 with a 4-1 record is Lansing. Coming in at number 5 with a 5-1 record, McPherson. How about them Bullpups? Coming in at number 6 with a 2-3 record, being ranked number 5 last week, St. James Academy. Coming in at number 7 is Andover Central with a 4-1 record. Number 8 is Fort Scott with a 4-0 record. Coming in at number 9 with a 3-2 record is Bueller. And rounding out that top 10, coming in at number 10, KC Piper with a 3-3 record. McPherson moves back up after its solid win versus Bueller. Only 3 of the 16 teams in 4A West have winning records. Now we go to Class 3A. And some of these teams are in the top 25 state of Kansas according to Max Preps. Number 1 with a 5-0 record, Andale. Coming in number 2 with a 5-1 record, Topeka Hayden. Coming in with a 6-0 record, number 3, Cheney. Coming in at number 4 with a 6-0 record is Perry LeCompton. Coming in at number 5 with the 5-0 record is Southeast of Saline. Coming in with the 6-0 record right here in Wichita Collegiate. Coming in at number 7 with a 5-1 record is Holton. Number 8 with a 6-0 record is Columbus. Coming in with a 4-1 record is Riley County. And number 10 with a 5-1 record is Holcomb. Cheney defeated Holcomb and Collegiate held off Clifford, while Columbus defeated Galena. All 6 teams were undefeated entering last week. Andale and Southeast of Saline couldn't play because of COVID-19 issues. This week, Hayden plays Perry LeCompton in a massive matchup. Now, we move to Class 2A. And stand atop Class 2A with a 6-0 record, Rossville. Number 2 is Silver Lake with a 4-0 record. Coming in at number 3 with a 6-0 record, Hoisington. Names that you just used to hearing. Hoisington, very tradition-rich laden program. Coming in with a 6-0 record at number 4, Hutchinson Trinity. They want to be known that there's more than one team in Hutchinson playing football. Coming in at number 5 with a 5-0 record, Maurer Hill. Coming in at number 6 with a 4-2 record, Nemaha Central. Coming in at number 7 with a 5-1, the Owls of Garden Plain. Coming in at number 8 with a 5-1 record is Osage City. The 4-2 record checking in at the number 9 spot, Hillsboro. And round out that top 10, that coming in at number 10 with a 4-2 record, Haven. The key 2A game of Maurer Hill and Nemaha Central never occurred as Maurer Hill went into COVID-19 quarantine. Garden Plain won at Kingman 14-10 in a thrilling district game when Kingman nearly scored late. Osage City won at Wellsville 45-20 and has quietly delivered a massive offensive turnaround. OC is second in 2A scoring behind Rossville with only a 22-15 home loss to Linden in week 1. A huge game this week in the annual war on 24 with Rossville and Silver Lake both in the same district. An upset occurred when winless Wellsville beat undefeated Eureka. Though Wellsville plays in a much tougher league, Thomas More Prep is 5-1 and has the first winning season in 9 years. With another win, Haven will have its first winning record since 2001. Now we look at Class 1A. Coming in at number 1, 5-1 record, Centralia. Coming in at number 2 with a 6-0 record is OP, holding down that number 2 spot. So basically 1, 2, and now 3 with Smith Center at 5-1 with 3 spots. Those top 3 positions have been held down solidly by those teams. Coming in at number 4, another tradition-rich program, Conway Springs. Coming in at number 5 with a 5-1 record is Linden. Number 6 with a 5-1 record is Valley Heights. Also with a 5-1 record coming in at number 7 is Inman. Coming in at number 8 with an undefeated record of 6-0 is Sedgwick. Coming in number 9 with a 4-2 record is Oakley. And coming in at the number 10 spot with a 4-2 record is Jackson Heights. This center had to pull away late to beat Oakley, and Oakley defeated Jackson Heights. Oakley is the only team to beat Thomas More Prep. Centralia defeated 3A Beloit in a game scheduled late last week. Now we look at 8-man Division 1. Coming in at number 1 is Canton Galva, 6-0. Coming in at number 2, Wichita County, 6-0. Coming in at number 3 is Madison at 6-0. Coming in at number 4, Clifton Clyde with a 5-1 record. Coming in at number 5 with a 4-2 record, Little River. Coming in at number 6 is Argonia Attica with a 6-0 record. Coming in at the number 7 spot with a 4-1 record is Hoxie. Coming in at number 8 with a 6-0 record is South Gray. Coming in at number 9 with a 6-0 record is Sedan. And coming in at the number 10 spot with a 3-2 record after not being ranked last week is La Crosse. Clifton Clyde played Twin Valley League rival Hanover and lost in the game scheduled last Friday and played Friday night. Big upset came when Kiowa County knocked off number 10 Pratt Skyline, an undefeated squad. Skyline and La Crosse will play for the district title this week. La Crosse is back in the rankings after 3 straight wins of 70-plus points and competitive losses to Victoria and Hoxie, teams a combined 10-1 record. Now we look at 8-man Division 2. Coming in at number 1 with a 6-0 record is St. Francis. Coming in at number 2 with a 5-0 record is Hanover. Coming in at number 3 with a 6-0 record, Victoria. Also with a 6-0 record, coming in at number 4 is Lebo. Also coming in with a 6-0 record at number 5 is Colony Crest. And coming in with a 5-1 record at number 6 is Frankfort. Coming in at number 7 with a 4-2 record, Axtell. Coming in at number 8 with a 5-1 record, holding down that 8th spot, Wheatland Grinnell. Coming in at number 9 with a 3-1 record is Central Plains. And at number 10 with a 4-2 record after not being ranked is Wilson. Victoria escaped with a home 50-34 victory against surprising Wilson. Victoria played without standout running back Javon Pruitt, though he might return this week. Wilson back Cooper Weinhold has 26 touchdowns. Victoria came back in the second half and returned a pair of fumbles for scores. Frankfurt's key game versus Hanover was canceled because of COVID-19. 8 of the teams come from 3 districts. Frankfort, Hanover, and Axtell are in District 3. Victoria, Central Plains, and Wilson in District 5. St. Francis and Wheatland Grinnell, which play this week for the district title, are in 8. And we are going to wrap this up with 6-man. And there are only 3 teams in the rankings. They only rank 1 through 3, which is coming in at number 1 with a 5-0 record. And they've been pretty much number 1 all season long. Shaylin. Coming in at number 2 with a 3-0 record is Ashland. And number 3 with a 3-1 record, Moscow. A significant number of recent cancellations of key games, though Shaylin beat Natoma 52-12 on the road Friday. Shaylin led 2012 late in the first half. The Cougars received 298 rushing yards from senior star back Colton McCarty and big play from his freshman Logan McCarty, sound like the McCarty brothers, and Pablo Bermudez. So there are your rankings by classifications and some highlight of some key games that are going on in the area. So my hope is that this will get you ready for the high school football blitz that's going to take place tonight and up on maybe later tonight or as early in the morning. I will have the scores and recaps of all the scores from 6A all the way down to 6-man. So until next time, enjoy your Friday night, enjoy some football, get out and support these kids, because these have been trying times this year, and the fact that they get to play during these trying and unsettling times, the least that you can do is get out and support them accordingly to the guidelines that have been put in place. So until next time, this is In the Zone Sports Talk with yours truly, Anthony Smith.